So what is all your stuff worth? Back here on the Dawn Show, and this is something that's so important to your life. What is it all worth? And if you're getting a divorce or maybe you're moving, like Dr. Lori said, we have Dr. Lori in the house, and Dr. Lori is the doctor on appraisal. And it's so great that we have you in this area in the Philadelphia, Bucks County region, but of course you're international. I mean, everybody knows you.
That's right. Yeah.
So I think we have already a caller. Shirley is on the phone and had a question for Dr. Lori. Shirley, are you with us?
Yes, I am.
Hey there.
Hi, Shirley.
Hi, Dr. Lori. This
How are
is Shirley
you?
Jones. Fine, thank you.
Good, honey.
What I have is a black figurine, black collectible. It, according to my book, it's in the P.J. Gibbs book on black collectibles.
Why don't you describe that collectible to me? It's an African-American figure,
all
right?
It's a black gentleman with a top hat. The top of him is yellow, and he's sitting between two baskets. It is metal.
Okay, it's metal. Is it cast iron? How heavy is it?
I'd say a couple pounds.
Okay, so you got it pretty good?
I'm just guessing.
How tall? Give me an idea.
I'm just guessing, probably a couple pounds.
Okay, how tall is it? Measurement. 2 inches, 5
about
inches?
8 inches. It's about 8 inches tall.
8 inches tall. Okay, he's a coachman. A coachman, basically, before, of course, the Civil War and during the time when, of course, slavery was widespread in most of the South, you are going to see figures of coachmen. So these are the guys that are going to, in fact, drive the coaches. So he would be allowed only in the cities, the major cities like Charlotte and such, in the South, only at certain times, and he had to wear a badge and a yellow hat. The yellow hat is the tip-off of her particular figurine. Her figurine is probably made sometime after the 1865 to 1875 era, and pieces like that typically retail anywhere between $850 and $1,000.
Wow.
Nice, huh? Yeah,
Nice,
that's wonderful.
Shirley. So hang on to it and take good care of it.
Shirley
Thank you,
from
Shirley.
West Virginia, how fun.
Thanks for calling, Shirley. So we're talking about, we have some benches, we have some photos of things, so we have some benches.
We're looking at some objects. Basically, when you look at objects and you try to think about the cultural element, what's happening in the world at that time, this particular bench has to date sometime between 1910 and 1922 or so, just before we get to what's called the Art Deco period. So you're in a period that's called Edwardian. You see that sunshine? It sort of looks like rays of sunshine, very typical of the 19-teens, particularly in England, and then the Americans mimic it. So we start to see it come in. That particular piece on the secondary market in good condition, and you don't want to refinish your objects until you know what you're doing, because you can really damage something, particularly a piece of furniture that way. That particular piece is going to be ranged anywhere between $400 and $600 on the market. What does that mean when I say on the market? Someone has paid about $400 to $600 for an object like that in that condition.
And so if somebody goes to you, an official appraiser, then you can appraise it and you can probably lead them to where they should get that properly restored.
Right,
and
exactly.
That's critical.
Right, that's exactly it. 99 times out of 100, I say, you can use this restorer or that restorer, or if you want to call your local museum and have them make a recommendation, but that's basically what you want to do. And don't repaint and don't restore until you know the value.
Oh, that's such a great point.
Really.
Let's take a look at our next item here that you can look at. It's a water bottle?
Yes. And I appraise
Leather?
wonderful things. I always say at my events that I break some hearts and I make some millionaires, and I would have to break a heart on this one.
But it's so cool.
It's cool. It's cool, but it's worth about 15 bucks. It dates to about 1900. Just because it's old doesn't mean it's valuable.
Okay.
Okay.
All right.
I have junk in my house. My grandma had old junk. Sometimes it's older junk. So, but that piece not worth very much. That piece is probably from England, however, based on the iconography, the imagery on it. About $15.
That's kind of cool.
Yeah,
How about some of this stuff, the Beanie Babies? I remember my stepdaughter Stacia. We have a million of these.
2 thumbs down, Dawn. I know, the Beanie
But they
Babies.
were fun.
Marketing ploys.
Okay.
So I want you to think about marketing ploys. That's a big marketing situation. They're not hurting anybody, but basically everyone thought we're going to be millionaires on Beanie Babies. And when you think about toys, or any collectible, think about the time period in which they are. If they represent the time period, the history of the time, then it's important. Kermit the Frog held his value because he was relating to the ecology movement about being green. Okay, so trying to basically think about our environment, the little frog. So that's what's basically important. These kinds of things are just, we've got a good marketing idea.
Cute.
They're cute. They're not hurting anybody, but they're not going to make you too rich.
Same as Waldo?
No, Waldo's different because Waldo has a staying power. Characters from literature, and Waldo, finding Waldo is a great thing for many kids that we remember, little kids trying to find Waldo and experiencing the world and looking for Waldo. So he's important, and any literary figure usually comes in pretty well.
Okay.
Waldo has some of the facial features that we think of with Harry Potter,
Yes.
who's a great literary collectible today. So
Okay.
these kinds of things from children's literature will be important. Dora the Explorer is a better, investment than, say, the Beanie Babies.
Okay, so we'll think about Dora and
Yeah,
Diego.
and
All right.
Diego, yeah.
Hold that thought. We're going to take a quick break and be right back with Dr. Lori and some more of your phone calls.